grow old is when we are kids. When we are less than 10 years old, we are so excited about aging that we count our age in fractions. Hey Divya, how old are you? I am 4.5 years old. We really can't expect to listen to anybody saying, I'm 35.5-year-old. Similarly, when we are in our teenage, we can't hold ourselves back when it comes to age. Hey Sunny, how old are you? I am going to be 18. Well, Sunny could be 15, but hey, he's going to be 18 in just under 3 years. In the journey from 20 to 60, we begin to realize that growing old is not that much fun after all. After we cross 60, based on the choices we make and the decisions we take, we'll be classified into 3 groups, A, B and C. Group A, those who do not get married at all. B, those who get married but do not have children. And C, those who get married, who have children, and the children might or might not take care of their parents. Today, I'll speak about the first 2 groups, those who do not get married and those who get married and do not have children. More importantly, I'll speak about those who are not as fortunate as many of us sitting here to have someone to love and to care once they are above 60. I'll highlight their feelings, their circumstances, and the help they need from people like us. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, today they see us educated, they see us independent, and they see us futuristic. However, today they see themselves neglected, they see themselves isolated, and they see themselves in poverty. With due respect, they refers to a cohort of elderly population who are above their 60. This cohort constitutes about 8% of the 1.2 billion Indian population today, about 96 million. But remember, this 8% today is going to increase to 19% by 2050, which is around 323 million. Interestingly, all of us sitting here will be belonging to this 323 million in a few decades' time. What's more important to know is that there are going to be a lot of walking sticks in the coming decades. In order to understand and identify the need of this cohort, I went to an old age home run by missionaries of Mother Teresa in Coimbatore. There are about 60 elderly men and women who are in the last phase of their life. I interacted with many of them. Among them, I met a grandmother named Gomati. Gomati was a frail-looking, unmarried, and a retired school teacher who had spent a major portion of her life educating the society. With the 20 minutes of interaction with Gomati, when I asked her how she felt, she told me, Vijay, I'm counting my minutes. I never imagined that my life would end like this. Gomati was very fond of kids, and she was a classical singer when she was young. Even today she has got a very beautiful voice. She never regretted 2 things in her life. 1, for not getting married, and 2, for not having a bank balance. The relationship that we share with people like Gomati is not that of a social responsibility, but it is that of a debtor and a creditor. They have spent all their lives leading us, inspiring us, teaching us, while today they experience the most dreaded feeling in the world, the feeling of Being unwanted. The feeling of being unwanted. I asked Gomati, Pati, which means grandmother in Tamil, Pati, what do you need to be happy? Do you need some good food to eat, or good clothes to wear, or a shelter to live in? She looked into my eyes and she said, No, I don't need all that. All I need or I regret is that I do not have anyone in this world to think about me, to spend some time for me, and whom I can wait to meet. I was very, very moved. That is when I realized that our elders are anticipating from us something that which we are losing each day. A heart of love, compassion and companionship. All those elders there in the old age home are expecting just that somebody comes and speaks to them, listens to them, or even touch them. I know so many children who travel to far off distant places, working for decades, leaving behind their age-dependent parents. Though in a palatial home with fountains and bathtubs, they think that they have done their duty. But what they fail to realize is the parents don't need this comfort. They need those moments. A moment of a family meal together. A moment of a chat or a cup of coffee. A moment of a good night hug and a kiss. Aging, my dear friends, is an irreversible biological phenomenon. Nobody can hide it, nobody can elude it, and nobody can stop it, except death. With increasing fertility rate, with increasing life expectancy, and improved healthcare facilities, and reducing number of people who are giving birth, we can only expect to see a lot more people like Gomati and many other elders. And what they need from us is something very inanimate, something which is absolutely not materialistic. They just expect someone to sing to them, or speak to them, or even record their voices and replay it back to them. You won't believe the kind of exalted feeling they get, the kind of experience they have by just those tribal gestures. Those tribal gestures mean nothing to us, but it means a world to them. No matter how old they are, no matter what circumstances they are in, but each one of them have something unique to offer. And we have that capability of making them experience their uniqueness. We have the capability of making them feel special for a few moments, of making that straight line on their face a curve. We have that ability. Today I testify standing before you that I will do my every living bit to be that somebody, to listen to them, to speak to them, and to care for what they need. And I want each one of you to also experience the same feeling. Because if it is to be, it is up to me. With this feeling of loving, compassion and care, we can make a world a completely different place. And as you understand from what I said, from the experience of Gomati and all those elders, they don't really need anything materialistic from us, which we find difficult to part. But they need something very, very simple, of just a touch and a speech. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, the time is coming, because even we will be in their place. Because even our time will come. Over to you, man, Toastmaster.